Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crypto News Podcast. It's your host, Matt Zahab. We're buzzing as always. And today we have Fuad Fatullaev on the show, the co-founder and CEO of Web3 ecosystem WeWay, which is the bread and butter for learning, earning, and playing. Fuad is a professional entrepreneur with more than 10 years experience in launching and developing fintech startups in the UK and UAE. He graduated from Harvard Extension School and launched a startup partnered by McKinsey's Startup Club. Fuad ran projects with a contract value of over 16.1 milli and led an international team of more than 300 people in cross-functional departments. Since 2017, Fuad has been actively immersed in the blockchain industry and opened a new enterprise dedicated to the NFT, cryptocurrency, and metaverses, just the way it was. And here we are with WeWay. That's how it was born, an ecosystem for influencers and content makers to support their metaverse presence and teach them how to reach their full potential. Without further ado, I'm very pleased to welcome Fuad Fatullaev to the Crypto News Podcast. Fuad, welcome to the show, my friend.
Matt, it's a pleasure to meet you, my friend. What a pleasant introduction. I was actually flattered to hear all that stuff about myself. So hopefully I'll be able to engage the audience in the same way, the way that you presented me. So an absolute pleasure, my friend.
You as well, mate. You as well. I love the background. I got the quick little tour of the office. You and the team are kicking it in Dubai. What a treat. That place is heaven on earth. I know it's very cliche for the crypto folks to move base camp to Dubai. You and the team, was it the same reason as everyone else? You got the very chill legislations, obviously the tax breaks, the beautiful people, the good food, the sun, the beaches, the tall buildings. Same shit for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest reason, why we moved to Dubai is just the whole crypto space is here. It's like, look, I mean, like CZ lives here, right? So Binance is here. Like this is the current kind of HQs of Binance. I mean, I think Dubai has always been leading in terms of innovation and growth, and especially now, it seems like a new Switzerland, to be honest. Like where Switzerland has always kept neutral, has always been neutral, and Dubai is like a neutral place right now. That's not getting into politics much, into whatever conflicts are going on, and it just follows the people's dream of establishing themselves and establishing their businesses. So it's actually pretty easy to do anything here. But I think the main reason here moving here is just because like this is such a tech savvy and crypto friendly place right now. Every day there's not every day, but like twice, 3 times a week, there's a crypto conference here. That's how massive the adoption is. And I think we're in the right place. And definitely, considering the amount of network that we were able to gain, during our presence in Dubai was astonishing. So, and as you know, any type of business, especially crypto, is all about network. Who do you know? How do you know? What's your accesses? So, it allowed us to actually grow faster in terms of different type of product development and also engaging in different type of activities. So we evolved into not only WeWay, but as of outside of WeWay, we've been running a few other crypto projects and successful. And that was, I think, mainly because we are established here in Dubai. But the only thing that is pretty bad here that you can't do anything here after May because it's fucking hot. It's like 45, 50 degrees, bro. Like, you just want to get the hell out of this place because it's like literally impossible. Like people live on ACs. And did you know that Dubai is actually the most air polluted place? I'm sorry, like if this ever gets around, like I'm not to Dubai. I'm not trying to get it to the Dubai government's face, but just stats. Dubai is pretty polluted in terms of air pollution, in top 2.
100%.
But there's some ups and downs. For businesses, this is definitely a place. And for me, Dubai is like a transition place, it's like you move into your life. This is my like transition spot for like accelerating, growing. And then like, I want to end up on an island and enjoying myself in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I love that. You're preaching to the choir, bro. One funny thing I heard about Dubai, and again, I've only been once. I'm a rookie, so I don't know how true this is, but rumor on the streets is that in the summer, and because again, Dubai, it's their own government. They run the show. There's no rules. I heard that when the temperature gets to 51 or 52 degrees, workers don't have to work and they will just like tell all the weather networks to put it as 49 so they still work. Have you heard that?
No. I actually didn't hear that. I didn't hear that, but I was surprised that the weather this summer wasn't that hot. And I was even thinking maybe they're kind of like artificially somehow, they do that, like different types of technology
100%.
now, like,
Yeah.
to fuck with the nature, right? So like that's what they do. I don't know if they're doing that, but this summer wasn't as hot. But maybe, bro, maybe that's the case because they have different, like in Russia, like some other European countries. They have, I think, by law, if it gets like to minus 50 or minus 60, you don't have to go to school, or to work. So I'm not sure,
crazy.
but I love the place, and I definitely, for someone to looking to expand their business, to start up a business. Look, I've been starting startups in London. I was kind of, my background is in UK. I went to UCL, and after UCL, I did some course in Harvard Extension School and stuff like that. But like for me, kind of Europe is like they all restrain you. It was like so much bureaucracy, that they have, and just building things. You're just like overwhelmed with taxes and how they fill in these reports, to the tax and revenue departments, and then it's just crazy. It's bananas.
No, it's crazy.
And you're just a guy that is trying to start up some idea and see if it works out or not. But at the same time, like any mistake you do, you kind of get screwed. Here is so much more chilled.
Yeah. No, it's the way it's the way it should be. So again, you have extensive experience launching and developing fintech startups, and present day here you are, you and the team are moving and grooving with WeWay. Before we get into WeWay, walk me through why you made the jump from fintech to creating a Web3 ecosystem.
Yeah, I think that there was almost confusion between fintech. I think on the bio that they gave me, I was in tech. I wasn't in fintech. But my experience in tech, I launched a startup before Deliveroo and Uber Eats were in the market. I did a very similar thing to them, but I did it in London. So that's what was my background in terms of launching something. I launched like several other tech startups in different areas, but my main kind of when I worked for BP when I was younger after I graduated in oil and gas, and then I tried myself in consulting, but I didn't like it. I was always kind of entrepreneurial. And then there's a startup that I did that was specializing in on-demand delivery, like similar to Postmates in US and similar to Deliveroo. But I did that before all those guys were in, So kind of that was one thing. And then started to explore other opportunities and did few other things, and started to move towards crypto. I got some good advisors and friends of mine that advised me on how to get into the market. One of them is Alex Alexandrov and Farhad. They are the guys behind Coin Payments and Velas. Coin Payments is the largest crypto processing, crypto to crypto online payment solution in the world, processing more than $2 billion per month. It started from 2014. So I was like, I didn't know what blockchain was. I was like, what the hell is this stuff? Like, this is like, I only heard Bitcoin was like a scam. That's like, for me, like this cryptocurrency stuff like sounds like too dodgy and like used in darknet to buy weed, right? So like that was kind of my impression of what crypto was, And then I just started to dive in more and understanding technology more, and so that's how I basically got in. But I think crypto has a lot of potential in general. I think we're talking about the technology here. We're talking about a new era. I mean, look at us. Like from first of all, like why I believe that crypto is revolutionary. First of all, because it's decentralized. Like if you look at the world decentralized, it means that no one controls you, right? So it's decentrally controlled. And also now we're seeing the evolutions of DAO, for example, and how decentralized autonomous organizations start to be implementing in different type of areas of the business and the world, how this model actually works. But for me, kind of it's not being a rebel, but it's just being understanding that like, I own money in a bank, but like that bank money doesn't belong to me, like how does that sound? Does it seem right? Does it sound right? So for me, crypto in the first phase was kind of understanding the core that this is our money, we should control it. We should control the supply ourselves. And now how is the supply of the money is not controlled? Like how is a dollar being printed? How does the inflation get to this kind of levels? So for me, crypto was first like understanding this, because this is the core of the utility of crypto, right? Apart from actually being a blockchain, right? So the first utility is the actual payment of Bitcoin, right? Method of payment or whatever USDT, whatever came afterwards, right? So I just think it's just we are in a new era of a revolution, and I call it this way because it is a revolution. Because we will see ourselves in 10 years' time. I highly doubt we're gonna see any fiat transactions. Most surely, there'll be stable coins controlled by governments and fully regulated. But in the end of the day, that we will move away from fiat, and the young generation of us were already doing that. Look, I was in a cafe in Dubai recently. I paid for my coffee using USDT. I have a machine here, a vending machine. Do you mind if I walk on a podcast? I'll show you. It's literally 1 minute away.
Yeah.
2 meters away.
Yeah,
look at that. Look at that. So this is our office, by the way, to anyone looking at us. But look, we have a vending machine here that we can literally buy Coca-Cola. Sorry, it's literally out of service. But we can buy Coca-Cola or Pepsi using Shiba, using USDT, using BNB. So you choose a currency that you choose whatever you want, and then you can pay with any, like in a matter of a second, you pay with if you're paying with Ethereum on a different consensus that it
might get a little pricey.
I would get to take a while, but and that stuff is just when you look at it, it's revolutionary. And also here, just you go to a restaurant, for example. I don't hold any money on my bank account, like none. Like rarely when I have to use money, I transfer funds. But imagine like you're going to a restaurant, and now like in cafes, you can literally pay with crypto in restaurants, and that's just revolutionizing. So I know we're going to touch more on the gamify sector and what I think generally of the Web3 market and where we're moving, what are the current trends, but this is just my general kind of initial pitch.
Hey, I love it 100%. Well, let's get right into that. Tell me more about the whole blockchain gaming space. Again, you obviously have some pretty hot takes. I don't know if I agree with fiat being gone in 10 years. There's too much of it, buzzing around. Personally, I would love to see it. I'm in the same, you and I are in the same yacht. Right now, it's more like a Tim boat, but hopefully the same yacht soon. But again, I digress. Moving forward to blockchain gaming. That's the bread and butter of WeGames. That's the bread and butter of WeWay. It's one of the biggest aspects and pillars of the whole ecosystem. And again, I've read some of the stuff you put out, and you're a big believer that will be sort of the catalyst to growth that onboards, the first couple million people over to crypto and Web3. Why are you so bullish on this?
I mean, let's look at some numbers right now. What's the total market cap of the whole crypto market right now? What is it? 1 billion, 1 trillion, 700 billion, 800, 900 billion?
Something like that.
Something like that. Do you know how much of it accounts for gamify? Have a guess.
I'll go something low. I'll go 100 bill.
Yeah, actually less than 1% is gamify.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's astonishing. So this is the numbers. I'll walk you through some of the more numbers that will be extremely surprising to you. But I'll just generally talk about the gaming market. In terms of the gaming market, it is actually the whole gaming market currently is valued at around, let's say, $200 billion. $200 billion, and it's actually growing. 5-6% annually. You're talking
Web2.
I'm talking about Web2, yeah. I'm talking about the general global games market, right? And it is estimated that by 2025, by the Global Markets Report, by the news, it's actually really reported and forecasted that the gamify market is going to be $50 billion. So $50 billion out of the $200 billion market, that's coverage of 25%. One more interesting note to take in that mobile gaming is 50% of the whole gaming market. Mobile gaming, imagine that. So you would think that, like the guys at PlayStation and the Fortnite and the PCs and general box PC games or tablet games or console games, they would establish a bigger part of the market, but they're not. And the biggest markets are actually smartphone games, and they account for around $500 billion of the market. So what we see now is a lot of people playing different type of games and on their phones, but without making money. They're just using their time, just wasting their time, casual games, whatever. But that's 50% of the whole market is actually accounted for mobile gaming. So But look at some interesting facts as well. So gamify, there's many big problems on the gamify market. First of all, the incorrect model of how the mathematical models of game design work inside of the games. I mean, look, like Stepan launches, people make money and then they stop making money because the token is inflationary and people just lose money, right? So the model is, people put in the gamify, the current kind of trends, people play Axie Infinity not because it's a great game, but because it's a way of making money. And this is a problem of it because people need to enjoy the games. And the biggest problem of the gamify market is the fact that, it's a fact that fun should come first. And whenever fun is not first, you cannot retain users. You cannot, first of all, retain users because the biggest problem is that people just get tired of this game. That's number one. Number two, it's nothing about the fan fact. It's all about just making money. If you look about the top Axie Infinity game, like, look, there's some interesting stats as well that there are actually teams in like families in Sri Lanka, or Indonesia that play with like Axie Infinity, and just this is a way of making money and making a living, But it all seems to be like a big Ponzi scheme, for me, because people, with those inflationary models like Stepan, like in many other like analogies, Step Up, many other of them. I'm not going to name the brand, but you would know, right? So all of them, they just didn't perform well. So actually, what are the key drivers for the gamify sector in 2022, 2023? There's 4 factors. And number one of which is actually traditional gaming companies joining the gamify. That's because they have the most knowledge and how to do that. If you can see that they're late in the game, meaning that they're not late, they're very early, we're still 1% of the total market cap in terms of the total market cap of gamify, right? But we don't see big AAA companies like 1 year ago tapping into gamify. We didn't see that, right? So we're seeing that now. But this is one of the things that's going to help us drive the whole gamify sector is traditional companies, jumping into the gamify sector that actually understand that fun comes first, right? So number two is the second driver of the gamify is the appearance of AAA games, and the games that we see here is not AAA. Like it's just like I don't even look like. It's just incredible bad quality of type of games, that is played. So you would never play it if that wasn't a game that would generate your revenue. You would never play this kind of games if you were a gamer. So
this is changing right now, though. A lot of the companies that got funding over the last couple of years are putting millions of dollars into not incentivizing the user to play in the form of financial gain, which has been sort of the MO over the last year and a half. Now, I do wholeheartedly believe that these massive organizations and gaming companies and studios are actually trying to build legit games. That's just me, but that's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. This is exactly what I mean. This is actually the trends are happening right now. So those are there's one way of looking at it as for example, EA Sports or EA tapping into the market and going full on crypto. And then just guys gathering in team and trying to do a AAA game and raising $20 million like Soul Chicks, right? Like the ones that raised $20-30 million, like they did nothing. Or we saw a lot of big guys raising a lot of funding, and releasing amazing trailer video games of the potential game that is going to come out, and nothing comes out. Look at the case. Look at Gala Games. I mean, Gala Games is one of the biggest in the field right now, right? And look at the Gala Games. Look at the quality of their games. If anyone has ever played their games, their whole model is based on NFTs rather than on the fun comes first. And this is actually a playable, interesting game. So this is if you look at the Gala Games production, some of their games, their main focus is NFTs rather than fun first. Although they have strategic partnerships with Zombieland, they have strategic partnership with some of the big brands that they made partnerships to establish mutual games. But look at them now and look at the number of players. I will tell you the Stepan active number. Have you seen the stats, right, of Decentraland?
Isn't it? I don't know about that though. They said there's like 60 people or something. There's no way that can be legit.
Oh, trust me, this stuff is legit, bro. Because when I was looking at this Stepan, guess how many do you think there's active Stepan users per day? What's your guess? How many active users there's Stepan? How many daily users Stepan has? What's your guess?
5K.
5K. So that's the right guess. That's the right guess, man. And look at what's the current market cap. Like we can even Google that. The market cap is insane. Like it's just fully driven by FOMO. Like even as of now. So like look, there's more people playing Doodle Jump on the phone than the whole of the gamify sector. Doodle Jump, the game on iPhone that used to like kind of jump higher and higher and higher. There's literally still more playing.
Oh, yeah.
There's still more people playing Doodle Jump than the whole fucking gamify sector. This is what I mean. How early stages we are. How early stage we are. So I believe in the space evolving, massively. But first of all, what should be is fun first, right? So gamified. Glory is declining because the whole hype around it is declining. A lot of investors still believe in the future of gamify. The 81%, according to some stats from the general investor outlook. But the whole point is fun comes first. As soon as the fun comes first, model is achieved. Then we can see that. We can also look at some of the. I'm going outside of the questions agenda, by the way, right? So if you want, we can just have a free conversation, or you can stop me and you can shoot me questions.
Keep going. We're chilling. Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah. All right. So I'll tell you some other interesting stuff. So most of the new listings on tier 1 exchanges, like 20% of listings on tier 1 exchanges were actually for gamify. So like if you look at the quarter 1 of 2022, 20% of the launches or listings, the new listings, were gamify, considering that only 1% of the whole market is still gamify, right? So, but 20% of the listings gamify. Another interesting stat to look into is that actually people are playing more right now. So the number of users is not declining in gamify with Bitcoin. Right, so it's actually not declining. So the number of new users in the gamify is actually being studied. It's not declining. I'm not talking about hype projects like Stepan and using the audiences. I'm just generally saying about people that it's not related to that. Bitcoin prices is not related to people using gamify, right? So in general sense of it, we can share with you and with your community some of the research that we have also made around the subject. Yeah, so I actually do believe that gamify has a lot of opportunity, and this is why we are also focusing a lot in the sector. We have some of the strongest partners with us on board that are ranked in top 3 biggest and most successful app developers. And having built for they were the ones behind Angry Birds 2 and many other successful games. So yeah.
Hey, I love it. Look, let's take a quick break. Give a massive shout out to our sponsor of the show. That's Prime XBT. You guys know I love Prime XBT. I've been using them for a hot minute now. Why do I love them? Because they offer a robust trading system for both beginners and professional traders. Doesn't matter if you're a rookie or a vet, you can easily design and customize your layouts and widgets to best fit your trading style. Prime XBT is also running an exclusive promotion for listeners of the Crypto News podcast. After making your first deposit, 50%, that is 50% of that first deposit will be credited to your account as a bonus that can be used as additional collateral to open positions. This promotion is available for a month after activation and will be the boost you need to get the hang of trading quickly and efficiently. Again, the promo code is CryptoNews50, that is CryptoNews50, to receive 50% of your deposit credited to your trading account. Now back to the show with Fuad. Mate, the game that you and the team created, MADBACKPACKS.io. Obviously, that's the website. The game is MADBACKPACKS. I love the name. I want to hear more about the inspo behind it. But what makes me very curious is you guys coined a bunch of big terms, sort of the move to earn, the find to earn, the play to earn. What's with the to earn? Now, I get the importance of going along with sort of the trendy terms and the trendy buzzwords. It does move the needle. You guys created a couple new ones, sort of combined a bunch together. What's the deal with this game, and why did you sort of pick those buzzwords?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the biggest buzzword here is find to earn, but I will explain you why. Kind of, you have to always be very flexible in terms of kind of what you do. Look, 50% of the whole gaming market is mobile gaming, right? If we separate gamify, yeah, right. So the whole gaming market, they want to attract, let's say, traditional gamers, right? So mobile games mainly are built in casual games, meaning that like you do very simple things on your phone without like using your brains a lot. That's what it is, right? So this is why we're kind of keeping ourselves very flexible in terms of what type of mini games we implement into MADBACKPACKS. Everything is built around, it's an AR NFT based game, meaning I will explain you like different mechanics to using the game. By the way, the game is releasing and to the public for public testing, for public beta on Monday. So people will be able to publicly test it. But the game is about you've played Pokemon Go. If you've heard about Pokemon Go, everyone knows Pokemon Go, right?
Of course, yeah.
So,
it's geo. It's the whole purpose of geolocated. You gotta move and groove in real life.
Yeah, that's what it is. So basically, what MADBACKPACKS is you can find different type of tokens, the internal token of the game, but we're also partnering with a lot of other companies as well in the future. So you can collect that token, skate it around the world with an AR experience. You can also have PvP models. You can also form a league. You can also get get an Eiffel Tower and be the one that leads the Eiffel Tower, and whoever makes money near the Eiffel Tower, you will be the one getting the rev share from them, etc., etc. So very similar logic to Pokemon Go, but with NFT MADBACKPACKS, which allows you to collect those tokens in different type of mini games. So mini games can be like you have to, with an AR, you have to throw the pack, throw your back to the coin, right? The more distant you are from the token, the more token rewards that you get. The closer you get, because it's easier for you to catch, the less token you get. There's different type of mechanics how you can upgrade your MADBACKPACK, which is an NFT and a different type of rarity. But the upgrading of it allows you, for example, to get bigger durability of the game, higher capacity of the MADBACKPACKS to collect the tokens, and many, many other features to be implemented. Soon, why you touched on a very, very interesting subject, saying like, Fuad, you're moving along the current trends. But look, and all crypto is about trends. So it's about flow of money, right? So because for me, like those type of things that come out, I do believe in gamify, but like there's a lot of hype around certain things that come in and go, right? So hype around DeFi, then hype around NFTs, and then it blasts, and then it goes down, and the hype around move to earn, and it blasts, and the money flows elsewhere. So I think the other next big thing is going to be when people will be able to do something between each other, like fight or gamble or make bets, between each other with some type of mini game. So with MADBACKPACKS, we'll be allowing people in another series of mini games that will be coming in next month. So apart from the NFT AR, where you have to actually work with a backpack to collect those tokens, you will also be able to compete between one another and also bet on one another who will be able to collect more or play another different type of mini games inside of it. So our idea is to allow people, as again, fun comes first, right? Is to allow people to play different type of mini games that we would implement inside the game related to the whole ideology of MADBACKPACKS. Yeah. So this is kind of what it is. And the first mini game of MADBACKPACKS is a Pokemon Go like game where you can skate around the world, you can walk around the world and collect tokens and then convert them into the real money. And both tokens are actually deflationary. So we're using WeWay token for all of our games that we develop, but both models are deflationary. So you get free packs. But for you to be able to get an exclusive pack, you need to buy it with a WeWay token. The rewards and the repairment and the upgrades are done with the internal token of the game that is to be collected and rewarded and used. So we have established both deflationary model for the tokens to be able to sustain those prices, and a very different model to GMT and GST. So I think we'll be able to create a lot of buzz once the market is right.
So walk me, and again, I'm full disclosure, I am currently working with a team who is also building a mobile game, and it's been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to see it pop off, very similar to you. But for our listeners at home, could you let us know how much of a shit show it really is building a mobile game? Like, this is not easy. This is not some cakewalk. This isn't baby food. This is not a walk in the park. You need a full team of devs, full team of engineers. You need front end, back end, marketing folks, sales folks, someone like yourself in C-suite running the show. It's not easy. Can you walk me through one? And again, you don't need to give us all the numbers, but how much money it takes to build a game, and how many different people you really need to actually develop a AAA rated mobile game?
first of all, you can do shit tons of mistake. First, that will make you lose money, right? So in anything that you do in crypto, or in general in tech, so it really depends how the hardest part, I think, is to get the right team. That's the hardest part in anything that you do, because you need the right tech team, you need the right marketing team, you need the right product team, you need the right R&D team. So everything is super important. So that is the hardest part in anything that we do. So it took us a while to do that, and we've been developing a game for around 6 months from scratch. So maybe less than that, maybe around 4.5 months. But it's for some it takes 2 years, 3 years, depending on the quality of the game they want to release. I'm not saying we're releasing a new Fortnite, right? So this is a different type of kind of games, right? But the gaming sector and the build is not easy, because first of all, you need to test out the games as well to make sure that the game design works, right? To make sure that people you need to have a lot of feedback from a lot of people. Right, so constantly. So building a game is a constant development. It's not like you've built your core. Let's say we have a pad, right? WeWay has its own ideal launch pad. So it's like you build a pad, but like you just need to sustain that. You don't need to, of course, there's some new tweaks and pieces that come in place, and every month you want some improvements, and there's something new that comes out. By the way, we think that our own launchpad, WeWay's launchpad, is going to be in top 5 in the next year. Trust my words. We have advisors from #1 launchpad on board with us, and we have a lot of big guys, and they're helping us to become a top 5. But we have a flow of projects. Everyone that goes to buy between KuCoin comes to WeWay LaunchPad. We have one large KOL basis, and WeWay LaunchPad is doing well. If you look at our project flow, that's going to be upcoming IDOs and the previous IDOs. We are doing well. The website is wepad.io. So let me give you an example. We only have around like 2,000, I think less than 2,000 KYC stakers that participate in our IDO, because we just recently launched it. But people get an allocation of like $2,000, $1,500 for projects where at Bluezilla or at DAOMake or a game BSK pad, they would only get like $50 or $100, because there's just not many people yet, but we have the same project flow of tier 1 projects that come to our pad because of our very strong KOL base and people knowing us in the market. So in terms of the WePad, like part of the WeWay's ecosystem, if you look at WeWay.io, you can have a look more about what we do. Like you do a pad and it's kind of sustainable, right? So you don't there's new tweaks and pieces, right? There's new things, but when you do a game, it's a constant development of the game. It's just like a constant burn rate of tech team that has to constantly upgrade the game to make it better, to get less bugs, etc. And it just literally takes a lot of time and efforts. And number 1, number 2, like if you're not from the sector, it's so much harder for you. Like if you're not from game development sector, it's so much harder for you. It's so much harder for you to build the right team because you don't know it yourself. So my experience is to getting the best guys that actually know their stuff, to trust them to set up certain processes, and especially in the development phase. But it's not an easy task. And I will tell you, it's not an easy task to do anything in the crypto market. But let me tell you that 2 of our projects that we launched in 2022 are ranked in top 10 most well-performed tokens out of the whole market by CryptoRank. That's because we have one of the largest KOL bases in Eastern Europe. And the thing is, like, it's very, very hard, especially now at a bearish market, to do anything. And if you look at projects like there's no secondary market right now. There's literally no retail market right now on exchanges. Nothing. There's no volumes. There's no spot volumes. Everything is fake. There's literally no volumes. Exchanges are dying. And now, like, we see some of the volumes that we have on also on like green zone tier 1 exchanges. They are almost to none on some of the exchanges. And then you would think like, damn, that exchange I used to have a volume like of this amount, but now just the whole market is dead. So especially working under this condition, I think a lot of people are, we are not, because we are well funded, but a lot of projects, experiencing a lot of difficulties, not only by building a team and forming the team and creating the project, but but also facing the fact that they're just short of cash and short of funds, and this is not the right time to launch, and markets move. A person like you would build an NFT marketplace, and then you realize in 5 months that the hype is gone. No one needs your NFT marketplace. You build a game, you think that this game is like the next big thing, and then like that trend is out, bro. There's a new trend. There's a new flow of money that is going in this crypto. Who is this flow created by? By the next all-time high hype, such as Steppen, or the Steppen, before it was Axie Infinity, they did some, it was like different type of stuff. So the trends are made by the communities, by the people, not only, but by also some of the guys who are the biggest in the market, right? So let's say the trendsetters, such as Binance, right? So they're the trendsetters, right? So the trend is set. The money flows. The trend, if we're talking about GameFi especially, trend is set, money flow, trends different, money flows. So it's also very, you have to be very careful of what you take on your development for 2 years as a AAA game, and then realizing that no one gives a shit anymore about about this type of game or type of project.
No, that's interesting. Give me some predictions and hot takes here. You got a bunch of them. I love this. These are great sound bites. Give me a couple. What do you got for me? You just told me that centralized exchanges have next to no volume, which again, there's really no way for us to truly know. I know a lot of it's on chain, but that can be rigged. But give me some hot takes.
No, I will give you some hot takes. My partners own and operate 10 cryptocurrency exchanges. We have the largest exchange in Ukraine. One of our exchanges is ranked in top 50 on CoinMarketCap. My partner's exchange, just not mine. But they're my co-founders of many projects, but they're my partners. We're in the same office, and we know well on what is happening on the markets, especially in the exchanges market. There's no volumes. Like there is 95% of there's 5% of the volumes that were there before, even less than that. If we're talking about real volumes, all the volumes are being botted. Look at the exchanges like L-Bank, Bitmart. They're all dying. Not dying, but there's no volumes. Like this is all fake. There's literally the volumes are very, very low. The only exchange that is actually doing well right now, this current bearish market, is OKX and Bybit, except Binance, of course, and Coinbase. And there's no volumes on Crypto.com. Look at their volumes, like $300 million. Check CoinMarketCap. Like for an exchange of this size, especially, I'm sure half of it is being botted. But there is no money. People don't have money. Like before, people would everyone invested in different type of altcoins and bull market and sitting in deep shit right now. So people don't make money in crypto right now. So it's hard. I think in terms of next trends, but it will move. It's a cycle. Things will change, and there will be a different cycle. And people will forget about ICOs, like they forgot about the IDOs. Like there will be a different fucking name for it, and then they'll still people have a memory of some people. Most of us have a fish memory. It's like you bite on one thing like ICO, and it's like fuck this is a crazy thing. Then there's an IDO, and then you just like make shit on the money. Then you're fucked again, and then there's a new thing that comes out. And the greed kills people. So for me, crypto is a lot about gambling, because it is what it is. Like it's a greed, right? People buying stuff. Like literally, when it was alt seasons, when it was the bull market, I bet you that 99% of the people, they were not even going on the websites of the tokens that they were buying. They would just literally think, oh shit, it's a pump. They'll go to Google News, check out do they have any activities or news coming or whatever the hell that is, and look at the charts and buy. Not even use something. Not 99%, but most of the people, most of the retail. I'm not talking about the institutional. But now there's no retail and the markets are down. And I think the next trend is going to be, there's going to be more depths in DeFi. I think it's going to be, evolving even more. And I think, gambling and betting in crypto and anything that related to that will be one of the things that will also thrive in the upcoming future in crypto. So those and gamify as well. But by gamify, I actually mean AAA games. Like, look, when I was telling that about the Decentraland has 180,000 holders, I think, or 200,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they have more. But from the range is from 200 to 300k holders.
No, because it's used.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
like the biggest fucking metaverse in the world, right? Metaverse, which is not a shitty metaverse. It's based in Unity, like some bullshit marketing thing. Like I'm not a fan of neither sandbox, neither decentralized. I think it's bullshit. I think this is not the future. I think this is just fucking Lego. You know, like I'm not a big fan of those guys. And like, you know, like I'm not a fan in terms of like, okay, they've done from the marketing point of view, fucking amazing what you guys did, right? But like, it's not a fucking doodle jump has more more users than this, and this is the reality. The biggest metaverse has 250,000, like you maybe less. Like we can check on CoinMarketCap because you have to log into MetaMask and you use whatever. But you know, we're talking about holders, like 200,000 holders, and now for a coin that is in top 50 CoinMarketCap, you know, like, and we're saying that this is the biggest.
Type
the
though,
biggest
people, the reason why those coins ripped is because people think that all the money that these ecosystems have received, if they can build with the money they've received, they do have a good chance at creating a pretty prominent sort of metaverse, if you will. Now, obviously it's centralized. There's a parent company who owns it, but at the end of the day, these two, realistically speaking, do have one of the best shots just based on how much funding they received. But yes, I do see your point in regards to it being a bit of an outlier. But again, who knows?
Yeah.
You know, Doodle Jump's been around for what, 15 years? Sandbox has been around for a couple. So give it 10 years, you never know.
Yeah, but look, the current market cap of Decentraland is $1.1 billion. That's the current market cap. The whole of the games market, right, is $200 billion, right? So $1 billion, which most of it is illiquid, right? So if you look at the volumes, there's like no liquidity and shit. They actually have good volumes. But anyways, if you look at it at 1.1 billion, so what they're saying is that it's 5%. The Decentraland accounts for 5% of the whole game, but it's just not true. Like it's just crazy. It's just like overly pumped, you know. Like look at this shit. Like have you ever actually logged in and played, try to walk around? It's just a marketing tool for people like to do some, you know, to play some ads there. You know, like you don't see any that. Yeah. It's activations and stuff. And also, bro, we're in the beginning of the internet era. Imagine like we're just at this early stages where like all of those things is artificially pumped up. The hype is created. Facebook to Meta, Decentraland to whatever the fuck it is, you know, to Sandbox to whatever it is, step into whatever it is. I'm not saying MADBACKPACKS is not going to be just one of those games. It's going to be super hyped and then forgotten. I'm not even saying that. Maybe it will be the case, you know, because like, look, the whole crypto market, like I was speaking at a conference in Istanbul because we have a crypto academy, right? And like, I'm like one of the speakers in our academy. And I was saying like, literally there was like a lot of people, like a lot. It was in Istanbul. There was like a recent big one, and I was also speaking in Singapore in the latest one. But in Istanbul, I was speaking about crypto literacy, of that how people like there is lack of education in crypto. People don't understand crypto. Like people just understand the hype. And I was telling everyone, like there was literally like, you know, 300, 400 people, and I was telling everyone is here because we are part of one big hype. We know that this is a hype. We know that this is not real. We know that we are not valued as what we are valuing ourselves at. You know, we know that those valuations and numbers and this is ridiculous. This can never last. And we know this is not true. And we know that we have to educate the masses that, you know, guys, this is crypto. This is how to use it. You know, this is IDOs. This is projects. This is the utility of it. Like, look, Steppen, active users 5,000. What's the market cap of Steppen? Like, let me just to show you some quick numbers. And by the way, I was right. Decentraland is top 47, right? It was 1.1 billion. Steppen's market cap is $280 million. I'm not talking about fully diluted. I'm talking about circulating. Fully diluted, 2.8 million.
Yeah,
circulating market cap. Yeah, present day.
That's bananas.
That's $280 million, bro. And you know, how does that work? You know, like how does this stuff work? So it's time for the whole market. Some will wake up and open their eyes. Some will not. Probably most will not. There will be a second IDO, and another term that will come out and people just driving crazily their money. But we're here to make real products. And WeWay honestly is about trying to firstly educate people because we built an academy for that. Secondly, to allow them to make money through our own ideal launchpad. And launchpads are charities, because you allow people literally on the bull market, right? Not on a bear market. Not the bear market, there is no charity in crypto at all, right? Yeah. And that launchpad's a charity, right? So you allow people to make money by entering and forming a community to other projects and entering. And number three, we are fans of GameFi. We are surrounding ourselves with strong partners and backers. And releasing games where WeWay token will be one of the main governance tokens for all of the stuff that we're building. So WeWay token is used both in our pad, both in our gaming apps that we are releasing. So yeah.
Fuad, what a treat, man. Appreciate you coming on. You had some great takes here. We love it. Some incredible sound bites. And this was truly a really good episode. Appreciate it. Before we let you go, can you please let our listeners know where they can find you and WeWay online and on socials?
Sure. You can go to WeWay.io to look at to go on our page, and there you can find all the links to our social media. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, and you can also follow me on Instagram. And you can find all of our socials on the main website of WeWay.io. So there's links to Instagram, Twitter, etc. So have a look, guys. We're all in there. So follow us. There's a lot of my content that be posted on the WeWay's Instagram itself, so you can have a look at some of the stuff that I've been posting and I've been speaking about, etc.
I'll be posting this everywhere. Fuad, really appreciate your time, bro. Had a blast, and looking forward to round 2 in the next couple months.
Thank you, my friend. Anytime you're in Dubai, you're a guest, and thank you so much for your community. I would love to know more and also dive into you guys, and I'll subscribe to you, have a look at you guys. I think you're doing an amazing stuff, and my team is really excited about you as well. So great stuff what you do, and hope to communicate more.
Fuad, what a treat, man. Folks, if you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you did, please do subscribe. It would mean the world to my team and I. Fuad was dropping knowledge bombs left, right, and center, all epi. Long to the team. Love you guys. And to the listeners, keep on growing those bags and keep on staying healthy, wealthy, and happy. Bye for now, and we'll talk soon.